Kyle Shanahan stresses there's not a quarterback battle right now for the 2-1 Niners. Hot news or not news?
Well, it's not news because there's no change, right? I mean, this is what he said all along. It's honestly what I think what Matt Nagy wanted to do in Chicago, right? Like kind of spot Fields in the way that they're spotting Lance in certain situations, and then eventually. But, you know, they're 2-1, a whisker away from being 3-0. I don't think Kyle Shanahan feels any need to change anything right now. So not news.
It's not news at all. Jimmy G's fine. I mean, they're fine. Look, when a team loses a game, the first thing people start doing is a why, trying to find a why. That's what I was talking about earlier about what people perceive. People automatically want to say Jimmy G's the problem, when that's not the case.
Jimmy G's methodical. It gets you where you need to be on the field. Trey Lance can add that deep threat also with his legs. The way they're utilizing him is perfect. It's not news.
Jimmy G threw what would have been the game-winning touchdown when they needed one.
Yeah.
This is very different than Justin Fields. This is a team that could compete for a Super Bowl with a quarterback who could win a Super Bowl. I thought it was the same thing in New England with Cam, by the way. Those were two teams where I thought, let the rookie wait. But they didn't in New England. They have on the Niners. The Giants' injuries at skills position, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton did not practice. Kenny Galladay and Saquon were limited participants. Is this hot news or not news?
It's hot news. I mean, they need these guys out there. The Giants are in their traditional September-October tailspin that is now the beginning of every Giants season, and they need help. And Galladay's not full strength. Remember, even if you don't think the Giants are contending this year, remember, for the Giants, this year is about finding out about Daniel Jones, and if he doesn't have receivers, it's going to be much more difficult for him.
It's mind-boggling. It's hot news. It's just mind-boggling that they can't seem to get right. It's an injury. It's a player that everybody they're paying big money to is not showing up to the party. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Did they do enough research, Dan and Jay, on the players that they got doing the free agents process? I don't know.
They didn't fix the O-line.
You know we call them cousin can't get right. You know everybody got one of those cousins.
Yeah, they're just,
no matter what they say, what they do, like, come on, man. That's how I feel about the Giants. That's how I feel.
This is not news because it's the Giants. They're 0-3, and they could lose their next 4 games. Yeah, this is not news because it is the New York Football Giants. The only NFL team I truly care about. It's killing me.
Can they go 0-17?
I don't think that's possible.
They're not even good at being bad,
so
Dan. They won't go 0-17
right?
Because that would mean. And by the way, even if they did, there's no great quarterback in this draft.
Because remember, 2 years ago they screwed up being bad. They should have lost to Washington late. They'd have Chase Young.
Okay,
Sorry,
let's
you already
all
knew
calm
that.
down. T.J. Watt being a full participant at Steelers practice on Thursday. Hot news or not news?
It's hot news. He's their only chance. I mean, the Steelers' only way to win this game is if the defense can find a way to smother Aaron Rodgers and the Packers' offense and hold them to like 10 or 14 points. And without T.J. Watt, they're not going to be able to do it. He makes a huge difference. We saw this last week when he couldn't play. They are right now the only way they can win is with defense, and he's their best player.
Yeah, Dan's right. It's hot news to get T.J. Watt back. They gave him all the money, and we know when he's on the field, the production is there, and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback on the other team. And what is it that you have to do? You have to go get that dude.
Yeah.
And so you start off drafting franchise quarterback, get him a left tackle to protect him, and somebody to go get him. They don't have a left tackle. I mean, they have a left tackle that can protect him. Now they're going up against Pittsburgh, somebody that can go get him.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely hot news just to add on to what Dan and Key said. And how about that stat from the Bengals game when they got that win? Joe Burrow not getting sacked at all. Like 0 sacks.
This is hot news. Mike Tomlin can make lemonade out of lemons, but he needs a defense, right? You got to have a defense or you can't do it.
He can make lemonade out of lemons. The problem is he has limes right now.
Yeah, rocks.
So it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
The Bengals, 3-1.
Yeah.
Hot news or not news?
It's hot news. I mean, look, let's just tie it back to the Steelers, right? Like, this makes the AFC North even tougher if the Bengals are a factor. And I know from talking to people with the Steelers in their training camp, they thought the division's going to be tough. The Bengals could be better than we think. Look, they beat Jacksonville. They looked terrible in the first half, but they came back in the second half. We're talking quarterbacks at the beginning of this. We're talking about Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, guys like that. This quarterback looks like he's the kind of guy who is determined to find whatever he needs to do to get better, whatever he needs to do to win. It's early in his career, but he gives you that vibe.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the eyeball test with him last night. I know I was going to start my franchise with Trevor Lawrence. I lied. I was.
I don't know what you
I might have been on tequila mixed with vodka.
Jay?
Yeah,
a lot of information.
Tequila mixed with vodka, man.
Yeah, because I was tripping yesterday.
You got to get up early too.
Yeah,
that's rough.
Hot news. Just because, look, this team, for all the questions that people had about Cincinnati, I think Joe Burrow is a spectacular talent. And for them to be the third best team in that division right now, I think speaks volumes about where they're going.
He just looks different, though.
Scorching hot news. It wasn't supposed to be Joe Burrow's world in college, but it was.
Yeah.
And just like once upon a time, it was Brett Favre's world. Peyton Manning, no, it was Tom Brady's world, right? That's the feeling Joe Burrow gives me, that in the post-Mahomes era, the guys who came after him, he's going to be the guy doing the winning. The guy's a winner.
I think he's not going to rest on his laurels. We talked about this, I think, on your show last week, right? He wasn't just rehab of the ACL this offseason. He also worked on his arm strength and his deep ball throwing.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.